absolutely nothing goes better together than wrestling and beers.
Give me a hell yeah!
Which is why the gods have brought to you Bruises and Brews. And now the guys have gathered
In a spit-swapping makeout match!
for some trash talk off the top rope. It's time for Bruises and Brews.
Yes, what the Rock is cooking!
Welcome to Bruises and Brews, brought to you by Redbeard Management and sponsored by Billy Goat Beard Company. I almost fucked that up again. It's been a couple weeks since we've been at this. Got a little tired. Well, not really tired, but more tied up than anything.
Very tied up. Lots of shit going on around here.
But we're back with a new episode, and we're gonna continue to do this weekly. What are we getting into tonight, guys? I know we need to discuss the Elimination Chamber. Probably touch toes with fucking Raw and SmackDown, and then least to say we should probably update our WrestleMania predictions since last time.
Yeah, that all sounds like a pretty good layout for tonight, definitely.
Works for me. So fucking Elimination Chamber. Let's start off. We'll go from the beginning of the show. Women's Elimination Chamber. Complete fucking garbage.
I don't know. It was a major improvement over the women's Royal Rumble.
It wasn't as botchy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mickie James looked fantastic. There's a clear separation in skills between her and every other woman that's on the Raw roster.
You know, I'll give her credit. Other than looking like a wrinkly sack of balls, she did do a pretty good flying
Squirrel.
She's a flying squirrel. I don't really know what to call that fucking move.
Oh, Sasha Banks. I have a problem with this. Worst goddamn quote-unquote frog splash I've ever seen in my entire life.
Don't you got to do kind of a midair crunch to do a fucking frog splash? I'm just saying.
Last I checked, in the criteria of said frog splash, a crunch is involved.
I mean, you've got to jump and make a frog-like movement to splash on your competitor.
However, they did break my heart by sending Mandy Rose out first. She's just so beautiful. Anytime she's around, it's better.
Mandy Rose is just a fucking Alexa Bliss ripoff.
Yeah, but she's hotter.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I have to argue with you on that one because Mandy Rose, she's a damn good looking woman. But she doesn't expose nearly as much ass as Alexa Bliss does when she's wrestling.
Fair point. Give it time. Outfits change. Mickie James. No bell bottoms. Y'all know.
Finally,
You loathe
Y'all know how much I hate her fucking bell bottoms.
And that actually,
they were gone.
Yeah, it actually crossed my mind while we were watching the pay-per-view.
I wrote down, I was making notes while I was watching it. That was one of the first things I wrote down. Mickie James, no bell bottoms. Plus.
That's getting it up.
Yeah, it is. Let's move on to the garbage of the fucking tag team match.
Waste of space.
It is.
It was just a time waster. I mean, they were trying to get past how shitty the women's elimination chamber was, even though yes, it's in the women's revolution, it's first it's ever happened. Give them that, but still, for the first one, they have a lot of kinks they need to get fixed.
If all the fucking women's, I know I'm backtracking here. If all the women's revolution is fucking putting them in matches they've never been in before, then it shouldn't be called a fucking revolution because this shit could have been done fucking 15 fucking years ago.
Fair,
True.
fair.
I'm just saying, I'm so sick of the hashtag women's revolution. Fuck that shit.
And it
if you
probably
really
would've
wanted to
been
do it, yeah, we could have had a bra and panties fucking elimination chamber.
It would have been better. You'd have had people like Trish Stratus,
Lita, Tori Wilson.
You'd have had women that
Tori
actually
Wilson.
could work, instead of
Now,
just this
don't
absolute
get me
garbage.
wrong. I'm going to completely disagree with you on that. As far as competition-wise and athleticism-wise, the women of today are much better than the women of yesteryear.
I gotta disagree on a few of them because I feel like Trish Stratus works a whole lot better than many of the girls that are out right now.
Work ethic, it might be different. But as far as training and quality, and as far as their move sets and their matches go.
Now, I would say that there's more girls that can work better now, but there's a few bright spots in the past who still are better than the women of today. Could be wrong, personal opinion.
I'm going out on a limb here, and I'm just going to say this. If you want to bring somebody that's kind of in the mid, bring back Madison Rayne. Bring Madison Rayne to WWE. One of the best female workers I've ever seen of all time.
She's good.
I mean, she
Very
did
good.
She did the whole deal with being who's it? It was Mickey James' stalker.
Yeah. Yeah, in TNA. Wasn't that in TNA?
I believe.
Whenever she played her, yeah, okay. Basically, she did the whole Mickey James stalker Trish Stratus thing.
Yeah, they vice versa did.
Yeah. But back to the tag match. I like the bar.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
But-
and I hate to say it because I fucking hate Sheamus. I really do. Well, I've always been a fan of Cesaro going all the way back to the days of fucking Ring of Honor. He was one of my favorite people to watch in Ring of Honor. But as far as I have to admit, they've grown on me. They've grown on me as a tag team and as a whole. They are solid. They work well together, and they're doing better for their career together than they were apart.
Problem is that the level of competition in the tag team division on Raw is virtually non-existent. All they have to really go up against is whatever Worldwide, that garbage show.
Titus Worldwide?
Yeah, Titus Worldwide.
And this is where I feel
that
like they're
dumpster
dropping the
fire.
ball. They need to fucking bring the club back together like they've been working on it. It's been slowly working on it. But if they let Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson work like they worked in New Japan, they would be fucking unstoppable.
Fucking true. There's no doubt about it. Now, I was trying to get to that point, but you beat me to it. I mean, yes, Gallows and Anderson would completely dominate the tag team division of Raw. The thing is, after them and the Bar, who else is there?
There really isn't anybody. I mean, you got what? Heath Slater and Rhino?
Nobody
I mean-
cares about that.
No, given when the gimmick was going, if they hadn't killed it, that would have been gold. I mean, the whole Heath Slater, I have
But it's
kids
dead now.
shit. Yeah, it's dead. I mean, I do miss watching Rhino eating a bunch of fucking easy cheese on some fucking crackers in a fucking trailer.
Nobody respects them. They get squashed on every fucking week. They're the butt of everybody's joke.
As far as I understand, Rhino's re-signed with the company was just to put anybody over and everybody over. Well, it's kind of the same as what I unfortunately have to admit Dolph Ziggler did.
It's typical of WWE to do so.
Yeah, I mean it is. Give you big bucks to take the fall.
Yeah.
Which I understand. I mean, you're putting your career on the line. You're making yourself look like an ass. You might as well make a fucking retirement plan out of it.
Pretty much.
Get them dollars while the dollars are coming in.
I'll move on one more time real quick, or I don't know, try to skip through this as quick as we can. Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt.
Waste of time.
Solid start. Shitty ending. I was big on whenever it went dark, Bray Wyatt comes up, and he's the only one standing there. Matt Hardy's disappeared, and Bray's going wild, running around, looking over the barriers, looking under the ring, trying to find him, going insane. And then here comes Matt Hardy out of nowhere. Boom. But from the minute that the match actually started, pretty much pure shit.
Yeah, I mean, because you could see that they're really trying to force this whole gimmick between both of them, this whole storyline between, trying to purify Bray Wyatt and everything like that. But the thing is, the crowd during actually not even halfway into the match, it's probably a quarter into the match, they completely lost interest.
Well, it's not that they lost interest. It's just distractions, beach balls. You know, minus that. I feel the only people that are understanding the woken gimmick of Matt Hardy are the TNA fans that understood and watched the broken gimmick of Matt Hardy.
And now y'all are both a fan of that gimmick.
Yeah, I thought it was great the way they pulled it off in TNA, but I feel like with Vince's restrictions on it and what they're doing and what they're not, they're kind of killing it.
Yeah, and I'm not really a fan.
Because,
it's not
I mean,
really my thing.
To me, they need to bring back his wife, Ribby, I don't know how to say her fucking name, Ribby Sky. She is a bad bitch. They need to bring her back. They need to bring back Senior Benjamin. And, I mean, we all know Jeff's out with a shoulder injury right now, so there's not a lot they can do with him, but they could at least have him somewhere in the sidelines playing some sort of a fucking,
managerial role or something.
something. I mean, even with him, like, he had his different characters, like when he got tossed into the lake of reincarnation and came back out as fucking old school fucking, I'm a belt wearing man. Yeah, you know what I mean.
He could be doing something with the vignettes at the very least.
I mean, they're looking at his return time to be a little bit past WrestleMania, but I think if they really wanted to push this gimmick and they really wanted it to work, they could bring him back. They could bring in Senior Benjamin. That was one of my favorite characters. He's fucking hilarious. Vanguard 1, the fucking the goddamn what's it called? The flying
drone.
thing? Yeah, the drone.
God, I thought that was stupid.
But at the same time, it kept your
It's a
interest.
sentient drone.
I mean,
Oh my god.
there's so much. I mean, comedy. I don't like to see a lot of comedy wrestling. I really don't. But at the same time, the way they pulled it off and turned it to a serious point, like the whole compound shit and shit like that, it made money. It was worth it.
I don't know. You go from a sentient drone, next thing you know, Mae Young's giving birth to a hand again. And it's like, where does it stop?
Well, I
don't
mean,
want it to go off the rails.
They're trying to figure out a way to bring back Mark Henry, so either way.
Let it go.
I mean, then moving on to Bray Wyatt. I love Bray Wyatt's character. I really do. I hate that they broke up the Wyatt family, but it's done so much for them at the same time. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are hating on the Bludgeon Brothers. I think the Bludgeon Brothers, I mean, it made them relevant again.
Yeah.
And with Braun Strowman, God only knows, that man has skyrocketed to the fucking top since they broke it up. But the whole Bray Wyatt, I'm a god, I'm this, I'm that, I like it. I like that. I really hate the fact that we missed out on Demon Finn versus Sister Abigail match due to the illness and everything like that. And I hate that they just kind of forgot about it after it was over, It left me kind of hanging, wanting to see it.
They cut the cord on it.
It really did. It cut it too soon. I mean, I understand illness breaks out, shit happens, they had to change the match. Damn good match between AJ and Finn Balor, by the way. That was a while back. But the rivalry between the two right now, between Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, I'm wanting to see where they're going to take it. My predictions on it is they're going to take it to WrestleMania and they're going to do something similar to what they did with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton last year. Where it was who could creep out who the most. Who's the weirdest of the two?
Makes sense. But then it's just rinse, cycle, repeat. At what point do they do something new with it?
But they could still make something good out of it, even if they do recycle it. It just depends how their little fucking bookkeepers and their writers in the back put it together.
Yeah.
And it depends on whether Vince approves or not.
I guess if you look at it, most of wrestling is rinse, cycle, repeat with different characters.
It really
the
is.
majority of the time.
Because, I mean, if you take it all and you lay it out in a book and you try to put it together, eventually you're going to repeat yourself. Regardless of whether you want to or not. I mean, it could be something completely different, but it could still resemble something else.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other noteworthy cards on the mat other than the men's elimination chamber.
Now the way it started was really good. I mean, you got The Miz, you got Finn Balor, and you got Seth Rollins starting it out. In my opinion, not a bad way to start it with them three guys. I mean, especially the history that Rollins and Balor have with each other. I mean, Miz being in there, I was happy with the way that they started with
Miz
them
was
three.
Great the way he sold the story.
Yes,
like even though he kept getting his ass kicked, it was hilarious. It added. It was still serious, but you could still laugh about it.
Him trying to do the Bullet Club
That
with
with
the
Finn.
two
with
sweet.
Finn was hilarious.
It's just like, no.
I mean, and it kind of was a little play out. I mean, you could see it. You knew how it was going to turn out. You knew it was going to end up Finn and Roman. Ooh, fuck
Rollins.
Roman. Yeah. Finn and Rollins teaming up and going against him. Whatever. That was cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, because those two, in any match, like, even the one where Finn got hurt, every time they've ever been in the ring together, it's just, it's phenomenal.
Oh, it works. It works.
They work
definitely.
real well together. Both of them are great together.
Performance of the night, as far as that goes,